All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible epics you've probably never heard. This is a foundational saga of temptation, a massive rebellion, and a catastrophe that literally reshaped the ancient world. We're not just talking about a simple story here. This is about the descent of powerful beings among mortals and the absolute ruin that followed. This is the story of the Watchers.
And it all starts right here, with this one fateful decision, a thought, a whisper that took root among these celestial beings, these Watchers. And with that one thought, they decided to cross a divine boundary, a choice that would set the entire world on fire.
But, before the fire, there was calm. The world was still young, humanity was growing, and for the most part, things were following a path of simple, righteous order.
And this union between Mahalalel and Dinah is the perfect picture of that time. It really represents the quiet, orderly world that existed on Earth, a world of families, of faith, completely unaware of the storm that was gathering just above their heads.
And this is the moment everything changes. From way up in the heavens, the Watchers, these powerful, masculine angels, gazed down on the daughters of men. And as they watched, they saw their beauty, and a desire that was totally alien to their nature began to grow. A desire that was about to unravel creation itself.
So that secret desire, it's about to become a full-blown, world-altering act of rebellion. The point of no return is here.
You know what's truly chilling is how deliberate this all was. This wasn't just some fleeting passion, this was a calculated conspiracy. Their leader, a guy named Semjaza, he's worried he'll have to take all the blame. So what do? They all agree to swear a binding oath, a mutual curse really, to seal their pact, to make sure they're all in it together. And then 200 of them descend on Mount Hermon. The die is cast.
And look, this wasn't some chaotic mob. This was an organized legion with a clear chain of command. They had named leaders, chiefs over squads of 10, which just highlights the sheer gravity of their plan. This was nothing less than a coordinated invasion of the earthly realm.
And get this, for some tragic irony. Around this time, a righteous child is born into the line of Seth. His name? Jared, which literally means descent. His entire identity is forever tied to this heavenly rebellion, casting a shadow over his life from the very moment he was born.
So, in the days of this kid named Descent, the corruption of the world begins. And it doesn't start with war or chaos. It starts with whispers. The Watchers take human wives, defiling themselves, and then they start sharing forbidding knowledge, charms, spells, the secret properties of plants, subtly unraveling the natural order one secret at a time.
And now, we get to the explosive consequence of that union. That forbidden knowledge, that was just the spark. What comes next is the inferno.
So from these unnatural unions, children are born. But they're not human. They are giants, towering beings said to be 3,000 ells tall, which is almost 4,500 feet. Can you imagine? Beings of such immense power and scale that their very existence was a violation of both heaven and earth.
At first, these giants consumed everything humanity could possibly produce. But when all the farms and all the storehouses were empty, their insatiable hunger turned on humanity itself. An age of absolute terror begins, where creation starts to literally devour its creators.
And the corruption just escalates from there. One of the fallen angels, Azazel, he doesn't just encourage violence. No, he gives humanity the technology for total war. He teaches them to forge swords, shields, breastplates. But at the same time, he introduces vanity, ornaments, dyes, cosmetics. It's a corruption of the spirit to match the new corruption of the flesh.
And the secrets just kept coming. It was a flood of forbidden knowledge that completely overwhelmed humanity. Each leader specialized in something different: enchantments, astrology, the signs of the constellations, the secrets of the clouds. Humanity was basically handed the keys to the cosmos before they had any wisdom to understand what they were doing. And that power, without wisdom, didn't elevate them. It just drove them deeper and deeper into chaos.
And pretty soon, humanity is all in. They fully embrace the rebellion. They start crafting their own gods, taking wives by force. The corruption becomes so absolute that it even starts affecting the animals. The old world order? It's gone, completely replaced by pure lawlessness.
But even in all of this overwhelming darkness, small pockets of the old world somehow remained. Little sparks of order, of hope, were still flickering.
To really get what was left for humanity, you have to look at two different family lines. There's the line of Cain, which is all about worldly ambition. And then there's the line of Seth, which carried the last hope of righteousness. In Cain's line, you see Lamech. He's ambitious, he's building a civilization through his sons who pioneer things like pastoral life and music. But in Seth's line, you see Jared, and his household is quiet, devoted, preserving a totally different kind of hope.
And out of that righteous house, a child is born, Enoch. And his birth isn't just another name in a family tree, it is the crucial turning point in this entire story. A single light appearing in a world that had almost completely forgotten what the sun looked like.
And this brings us to the story's resolution. It's not some great battle. Instead, it's a profound, singular choice made by one man in response to all of this global corruption. As the world just descended completely into madness, Enoch made a radical decision. He didn't try to fight the chaos. He didn't try to save the world. He withdrew. He completely separated himself, choosing a life of seclusion, of wisdom, of holiness, walking a path that was completely different from everyone else on earth.
And that leaves us with a really profound question, doesn't it? Enoch's choice to retreat from a fallen world. Yeah, it preserved his own righteousness, but it also left that world to its fate. So we have to ask ourselves, when you're faced with absolute corruption, is separation the ultimate act of wisdom, or is it a final, tragic abandonment?